Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports. First of all, we're going to tell you something very important. Aussie cricketer Usman Khwaja, who has been a global ambassador for supporting the Palestinian cause in a way that has been courageous, has now joined a new campaign where he is now officially branding the merchandise with all proceeds that are collected from the sales of these merchandise will be going to Save the Children Gaza for this cause. And I think it's a very noble cause. We've talked about it much on the platform of Sports Extra as well. We've often talked about the fact that, Usman has been very vocal. And the great thing is that his teammates in Cricket Australia has been very vocal in supporting him as well. So the ICC has, made many ways to bar him from being outspoken on this genuine Palestinian cause. But Usman, the champion that he is, has stayed committed to this great cause and is now donating all proceeds. And if you are interested, you can go to Usman Khwaja's X handle, go to the link and buy this merchandise, and you would of course be contributing to this great cause as well of saving the children in Gaza. So I think all of us share this platform in acknowledging Usman Khwaja and thanking him for being very outspoken and using his stardom and his platform for something that requires genuine attention right now in the world. So we'll talk about that. After that, we tell you that the third T20 International is being played tomorrow between Pakistan and New Zealand at Dunedin. Pakistan have announced their playing 11. Two changes have been made in this playing 11. The injured Abbas Afridi is not available. Zaman Khan makes the side. And the second change is Mohammad Nawaz comes in for Usama Mir in the spin department. Otherwise, there is no change. So no Sahibzada Farhan, for which I'm particularly gutted. I think that there should have been at least one change in the batting department. And also, there's been a lot of talk surrounding Azam Khan now. His stats are being discussed of 8 or 9 T20s as well. So we'll talk about that in detail. Then, of course, we also tell you that the National Women's T20 tournament is also underway. 6 teams are participating in this tournament. The PCB also unveiled a fantastic trophy. And it's great to see that domestic importance is being given to women's game as well. This year, we're hoping for even more talent to be scouted. Time now to discuss things in detail and introduce our guests. First of all, in studios, we've been joined by cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter, and our sports expert, Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm good, thank you.
We've also been joined by sports expert, Mr. Malik Usman. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing well.
Thank you for joining us, sir. We've also been joined by senior sports journalist Syed Haider. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm very well. I hope you will be also very fine.
Doing fine, sir, as well. Now, before we start the show and discuss things in detail, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the entire team of Sports Extra, me, Usman, and of course Sir Haider, and everybody who's involved from our production to the entire team of PTV World, to wish Asif a belated happy birthday. So congratulations to you, Asif, and all our best wishes and prayers are with you.
Well, thank you very much, dear. And yesterday I wasn't here, but thank you very much for your wishes and prayers.
Absolutely. We're always there for you, and Asif is such a genuine person that, we have been waiting since yesterday to wish him, but finally he's here. So I thought this is the right opportunity. Now, of course, starting the discussion off, first of all, Usman Khwaja, like I said, that he's been very vocal about the Palestinian cause. In the Pakistan Test series, he tried displaying symbols of global peace and humanity, but of course the ICC managed to find ways to bar him. And it was just foolish from the ICC perspective as well, because cricket is a diverse sport. It enjoys diversity, and all of us have ownership of this great sport that we all love. But now, like I said, it's a great moment that he is now officially branding this merchandise, and all proceeds will be going to Save the Children Gaza as well, which is a great cause. Sir Haider, how do you see this development? And like I said, that the great thing to see is that the entire cricket fraternity of Cricket Australia and the Australian Cricket Board have been supporting Usman Khwaja in this cause.
Absolutely. It's a great move from the Usman Khwaja, and very nice to see that all the Australian players, they have already supported Usman Khwaja when the ICC barred him that he cannot place any vote for the Palestinian. But there is no question about the religion. I think it's a great human cause. And we have seen in the past that when the tsunami happened or earthquake happened in Pakistan or Afghanistan, ICC always, they have supported all the causes by which the humanity can be supported. But why the Gaza people? I think it's some misunderstanding to the ICC. They have to understand that if the players, cricketers, sportsmen, everyone, if they are going to support the humanity, then you should support also ICC. ICC is also abode of the humans. They are not a machine, they are not robots. So they have to understand that if the people, they have sentiments for the people, they are suffering from a very unfortunate situation in Palestine. So it's not a question of the religion. So they are, first, they are human, and it's a great move from the Austrian players, people, public, government, everyone. They are supporting Usman Khaja. We have to salute Austrian people that they are not differentiating, they are not bifurcating that if they are the Muslims in Gaza, but they are supporting the humans. It's a great move from the Australians.
Certainly, certainly. I think it is. And Asif, we've got to talk about this because this is what happens in countries that believe in morals and values. Is the fact is, like I said, the great thing was that initially when Usman Khwaja wanted to support the Palestinian cause by displaying a symbol, ICC barred him, but Pat Cummins was the first one to come out and support, then the entire team. And then it was the Australian Cricket Board that also said that we're going to support Usman in this cause.
You know that when we talk about the terrorism of Israel and what's going on in Gaza, that the innocent children, they're under fire, and thousands of innocent people being killed by the Israeli troops. And in this scenario, when we see that the international community, especially cricketers, they are supporting the cause of Gaza and supporting the people of Gaza, the innocent people, I think it's remarkable. And I must applaud the effort from not only from Usman Khaja. If you do remember that what happened with the captain of under-19 team of South Africa, that he was also supporting the cause of Gaza. And you'll find some more voices, though in Pakistan, Azam Khan started that, and he has shown some support of the people of Gaza. But I think the way Usman Khaja is doing, it's been phenomenal. Not only just, delivering speeches, but he is going ahead and started taking the donations for the people of Gaza. This is really, really remarkable. And I think that when we talk about the Israelis' terrorism, everyone knows that the people of the Gaza, they need food, they need medicines, and you see that the entire community, the entire world, now they're supporting those people. Why? Just because they're innocent people, and the Israel, they're always coming up with this barbarism. And the cricketers, not only cricketers, but even the footballers, I've seen some of the other sportsmen, they're also supporting the people of Gaza. So I think that the voice from Australian cricketer Usman Khaja shows that the freedom of speech, it must be prevails anywhere, everywhere around the globe.
Absolutely. Usman, I remember that once we did a show on this, when Usman first came out in vocal support and wanted to display the symbol, you also mentioned a very important point that what the ICC did was a sort of a biased approach towards this cause. And we also highlighted different sports where people have been able to express this support. We've seen it through football, we've seen it through many other sports, that you cannot contain a cause which is genuine. And Usman has really stood against the tide in supporting this.
I think I'm very proud of Usman. He's my namesake as well, Usman Khwaja. And he's doing things very, very systematically. He's not given it up. That is very important. He was actually bogged down by the ICC, and he tried various ways to present his message and bring his message to the world. But ICC was up to the fore, and they wanted to stop him by all means. But he did not give up, and his message has been much, much stronger than ICC's stance. And it is getting more and more popularity. I agree with this, that once Usman started it, it was, I think, Travis Head who first came in his support on Twitter. And then it was Pat Cummins, and then the Australian Cricket Board. And before Usman Khwaja, during the World Cup itself, Rizwan's memorable innings, he dedicated it to the Palestinians. And that created a uproar in India as well. I just don't understand that how can you differentiate between the lives? If someone says that all lives are equal, what is wrong in that? He's not supporting any cause, he's supporting humanity. Come on, guys. And then you can talk about various sports as well. Then why was cricket supporting Black Lives Matter? And for that matter, why did the Indian team against Australia in a bilateral 5-match series wore army caps, that camouflage caps, in the third one day, let alone that they were winning the series 2-0 and they lost that game and later the series as well. But they were doing this, and ICC was handsomely favoring the Indians. So it is about the country and it is about the cause. And when you talk about the Gaza and the poor people of Palestinians who are facing such turmoil and massacre, ICC thinks that this is against the norms of cricketing rules, which is very, very surprising. In football as well, LGBT, everybody knows, Black Lives Matter, Ukraine war, everything. You can name it, and everybody has come out in support of one cause or the other, and this was the cause of all human lives are equal, so there was nothing wrong. But I think Usman Khwaja has been extremely smart. He has not given it up. He did not take it very personally. He has used his brains, his education, his system, his tradition to take his message forward, and bringing out this merchandise thing. I think this is phenomenal, and it is going to do wonders for him and for the cause of Gaza as well.
Absolutely. I think a very smart move as well, as Usman said, that, you know, it's actually the dedication and the courage that you really got to applaud at this stage. And of course, I think across the board, we will be supporting this. And like I said, if any of you want to join in support, then not only can you buy this official merchandise and contribute, but you can also support the hashtags and everything on social media to raise your voice. Every little bit counts when it comes to supporting this great cause. That being said, now we shift our focus to Pakistan's third T20 international that takes place tomorrow at Dunedin against New Zealand. New Zealand already have a 2-0 lead, and Pakistan, this is a must-win game for them. They've made 2 changes. We've got a report on the squad and the game itself. Let's take a look and then we come back.
Pakistan named their playing 11 for the third T20 international of 5-match series against New Zealand a day in advance. The new 11 features 3 changes. Captain Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf will remain their main fast bowlers. 5 batters Saim Ayub, Mohammad Rizwan, Babar Azam, Fakhar Zaman and Iftikhar Ahmed have retained their places, as well as has wicketkeeper Azam Khan. However, Pakistan will leave out the other 3 bowlers, while the omission of Amir Jamal and Usama Mir come across as logical. Abbas Epson is down due to his injury. Abbas Afridi exclusion would be a big loss to the team, as Afridi was the leading wicket-taker 5 for the team.
Short, got him, chopped it on, bottom edge onto the stumps. Abbas Ali doesn't care.
The trio will be replaced by spin bowling all-rounder Mohammad Nawaz, seam bowling all-rounder Mohammad Wasim Jr. and fast bowler Zaman Khan, who has a reputation of being a death bowler. On the other side, New Zealand suffered a massive setback ahead of the remaining matches against Pakistan in their 5-match T20 international series, as skipper Kane Williamson has been ruled out following a hamstring injury. Williamson will not take any further part in the series. He was already set to miss the 3rd game. The Black Caps lead the 5-match series by 2-0. The 3rd match will be played on January 17 at Dunedin.
And there you have it. That report by Sabah highlights the changes. So 2 changes in the Pakistan squad and 1 injury replacement. A total of 3 people that will be joining the Pakistan squad in the likes of Mohammad Nawaz, who is replacing Usama Mir. And of course, we've got Wasim Jr., who's going to be replacing Amir Jamal. And then the injury replacement is going to be Zaman Khan instead of Abbas Afridi. So like I said, 2 changes and 1 injury replacement. Sir Haider, how do you see Pakistan squad? You can make these changes, you should. But the fact is that you're already 2-0 down in the series.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Pakistan team that Abbas Afridi is not available for the 3rd match due to injury. So it is a mandatory change. They have to replace anyhow. But other 2 changes, I don't know why. I think Usama Mir, he's not bowling well. He's not in the form. He's not in good shape. But still, he's a good bowler. He's a good leg spinner, good googly bowler. And I think Nawaz is not he doesn't have the caliber of the Osama Mir. And if you see that New Zealand, they are regularly going with Ishori, right-arm leg spinner, a team which is not depending on the spinners, but still they are containing a leg spinner. But Pakistan is going to drop a leg spinner. This is really, I cannot understand why they are going without Osama Mir. We can understand that the first 2 matches he has not bowled well, but all other bowlers, they have also not good bowled well. Even the Shaheen Shah Afridi, he was not in good shape. Only the Abbas Afridi, he did well, or Amir Jamal sometimes. But I don't know why the Osama Mir has been dropped. So other change, I think just Pakistan is trying to get to show that if they have some players and they can perform and if they can make a place in the T20 World Cup squad. So it is only to get some new players in the team. Otherwise, Mohammad Abbas instead of Osama Mir, really, it's for me, it's very strange. If I would be selected, I will never go without Osama Mir.
Right, certainly. And of course, like I said, that you can make these changes, but the fact is that you are struggling right now, which is a very visible struggle with your bowling and most of your batters as well. Asif, how do you analyze Pakistan's playing 11 for the third T20 international?
Why didn't you ask me about the second match? Well,
I'm giving you, a birthday well left today. So,
first of all, if you see these changes, yes, of course, as Hyderabad was saying, that okay, you're coming up with the changes and one injury, of course. But the question is, after 2 games, you're bowling 4 overs, you played only 80 overs, and you got injured, and that was abdominal muscle. I think that there's a serious question mark on the fitness of the players. First thing. Secondly, what Pakistan Cricket Board as an institution doing for the betterment of the fitness of the players? These are the question, and definitely we don't have a guy to ask that who will going to reply these questions. According to your question, that the changes I wanted to see during the break, as you were saying about Sahibzada Farhan,
yes.
Why you're not giving him chance there? Okay, Saim Ayub, he played really nicely in the first game. Second game, once see, this is the difference between these two teams' management. The statisticians, they are sitting there and they're working. They got a wicket of Saim Ayub on a short pitch delivery, understanding that he's very good, and he improvised towards fine leg area, square leg area. They kept a fielder on that position, and then a proper line and length, and Saim Ayub, he missed the shot, missed the length, and he threw his wicket. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to criticize on Saim Ayub. See, this is his 3rd or 4th game or 5th game, I think. Let's talk about Fakhar Zaman. Everyone was saying that the 50 runs innings, that was phenomenal. Okay, no doubt. How he has, he got out. That's the important question. Once again, playing in the same area. Yes, you have hit 4, 5, 6s in that area. I appreciate you. We require your match-winning innings. We require you to play till the end. Yes, we asked this question to Babar Azam as well, that Babar, you were playing so nicely. Everything was going okay. This is the second time you got out on the extra cover position. There is no need to play over the extra cover. Why you are not playing
according to your strength?
According to your strength.
Something that Williamson did very well, I think.
Yes, and that, as Osman Bhai was saying about Daryl Mitchell, the way they played. And if you talk about Finn Allen, he also used to do with the straight bat. That's it. So I think Babar Azam, Fakhar Zaman, both of them, they are really, I mean, they are the responsible.
I think Daryl Mitchell's arc is phenomenal. He loves hitting down the ground in the V. But we'll continue this discussion right after a short break. Stay tuned. And welcome back. Of course, we're discussing Pakistan's 3rd T20 international against New Zealand. The playing 11 that has been announced. Usman, how would you analyze this playing 11 as compared to the last 2 games that we've seen?
I'm pretty surprised with the fact that you're not giving too many opportunities to the new players that you have brought into the team. I thought Sahibzada Farhan should have got a chance. Once you have lost the series and you throw in these players, I think that motivational level is not there. Everybody wants to play a role in success of the team as well. But once you have lost the series and then you're giving an opportunity in the 5-match games, how many opportunities are you going to give after the first 3 games? Only 2 opportunities. What are you going to deduce from that? At the end of the day, it is all about PSL. Then what was so much fuss about this 5-match T20 series? See, some of these players are written in the playing 11 whenever you're going to write the team sheet. So why don't give an opportunity to the youngsters and let them prove their mettle and show and give competition to their senior comrades? But that is not happening. Probably they don't want to put too much pressure on the senior players. That is not going to do any wonders to the Pakistan sides. I can pick one player, Usama Mir, after just 2 games with the short boundaries, with the batting paradise pitches. If he has gone for a couple of runs and he has some poor figures, then let's talk what Asif Bhai was talking about, that many of the other bowlers have gone in a similar fashion. Then why aren't they being drawn? Just because they are seniors, they have more experience, and you are dropping out a player who is fighting for his place, and you're bringing in, of all the people, Nawaz. And he was the most criticized players in the 2023 World Cup. It has not been so long, and suddenly he has popped up into the playing 11. On what basis? What performances has he given that he has brought himself into the playing 11? See, these are kind of the decisions that is going to send shocks in the fans as well, and that is going to give lot of confidence to players like him, but lot of thinking to the players who have been dropped or who are not getting chances to play. What wrong has Saibzada Farhan did? If he has improved on his strike rate, he's improved on his averages, he's doing well in domestic cricket, what on earth has he got to do now to get himself into the side, let alone playing an opener, let alone playing in any position in this Pakistan side? Suddenly you have an Azam Khan, you don't have Haris. And the role what Azam Khan is having in the team is what Haris is known for. Playing out the 10 balls and having a good strike rate. So these are some of the questions that need to be answered, and I'm thinking it's very unfortunate that this series is without any answers, without any positives. It is not going to give us anything, and I'm very demoralized. I don't see Pakistan winning this series, and they are going to have a very tough time tomorrow as well, because it is not for horses for courses changes, it is not for like changes. We are struggling in the first 6 overs, and more specifically from 17 to 15 overs. If you are going to pick up wickets in the last 4 overs, the damage is already done. If you're not picking up wickets with the new ball in the first 6 overs, the damage is already done. The replacements, I'm afraid they're not good enough to execute this plan.
Asif, you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, a small point that if you don't want to give rest to Azam Khan, then give rest to Rizwan and replace Rizwan and bring Saibzada Farhan. I think that everyone knows that the Rizwan is a match-winning player. Now give a chance to this new guy, and then once again you guys are talking about Haris and wicket-keeper batter Azam Khan, but why not Hasib? Why not Hasibullah?
Yes.
Yeah, this is my small and simple point.
I think the point of so-called resting Mohammad Haris was that you wanted to try some new combinations. And if you're playing Azam for more than 2 games, then there is no new combination. Had you given Hasibullah a chance, then I would have believed that it was okay to rest Haris. But Sir Haider, the fact is that what I'm most worried about, that the past year we were talking about the same things, this year we're talking about the same things, and it's pretty likely that next year we'll be talking about the same problems with the Pakistan Cricket Board.
Yeah, absolutely. You know why? Because Pakistan Cricket Board or management, team management or the captain, they are just looking only to level the series or to win the series. Otherwise, all the teams before big tournament, they go always for the preparation. If you can remember, before the T20 World Cup, England toured Pakistan and they have opted all the youngsters, even the Moeen Ali. He was the standing captain instead of George Papler. But they have given chances to the young players, and they have got someone from this series. Even they have won the series. But still, they were trying the new players. In our squad, once that squad was announced, our chief selector, he has met some words that we have given chances to young guys to show their performance, their ability. And if they will be successful, then they can be in the squad of the T20 World Cup. But still, this is the 3rd match. We are not seeing any new player. Azam Khan is he has played already 7 matches. But a player like Hasibullah, he is sitting on the bench. He could be tried, but team management is not ready to get Saibzada Farhan or Hasibullah. And what are they doing? Actually, they are in confusion. Nobody knows who is selecting the team. Team director Mohammad Hafiz is interfering too much, and perhaps he's selecting the team, or the chief selector Wahab Riaz in Pakistan, he's selecting the players for the playing a squad, or the team manager or the captain who. But we are seeing in the end, that our young guys, they have no chance in the series. And after this series, you have only the 1 series against England, and then you have to go to T20 World Cup. If you cannot get new players in this series, then in T20 World Cup you have to go with the old players like Fakhar Zaman or Mohammad Nawaz or Khushdil Shah or such like players. And then you would say, oh, we haven't got new players, so therefore we are going. So this is the phenomenon of the Pakistan cricket, and you have said right was that every year we are speaking about it, and after then same result, same thing. So it is a destruction of the cricket really in Pakistan if our management is not relying on the young players and they are looking only to win the series or level the series. Otherwise, there is no option for the young players.
Well, Usman, if we combine this 5-match series, Pakistan is playing a total of 18 T20 internationals before the T20 World Cup. After this, you've got a couple against the West Indies, then you're playing 4 against England, then Ireland, Netherlands, all the way leading to the World Cup. And what's, difficult to see is that once we move on to Ireland and Netherlands, Pakistan would again be going with a full squad. A lot of these players would be finding form and making a direct entry into the T20 World Cup.
I'll answer this question, but let me just get to the point of Asif Bhai was talking about Hasibullah. Why we are not talking about Hasibullah, I can tell you straight away, he is not part of the World Cup plans. Straight away. Azam Khan will be in the squad. Mark my words. He has won the CPL, and I think they look a lot into the records of these franchise leagues rather than the domestic cricket. And they don't, our management itself doesn't give too much respect to our domestic. Then what about talking about the players themselves? Why would they not like to play the franchise cricket where they're going to get shortcut success? And Azam Khan, because he has won the CPL, probably he knows too much knowledge about the pitches that are going to be in the West Indies. That could be one of the reasons. Talking about Hasibullah, we can look into it already. In the first 3 T20s, if Hasibullah is not featuring in any of the games, it's rest assured that he's not gaining too much confidence from being dropped, and the management does not have too much confidence. Sadly speaking, what Ahmed Nawaz, you were talking about, what is going to happen in the future, certainly Pakistan has only one consistency, and that is about picking their team. After 2 average outings by Usama Mir, average I'm using the word because overall our bowlers have been performing in a similar fashion, and he's the one who has to give his neck for that matter. He dropped out, and you brought back another legendary.
My apologies for the intrusion, but I said this yesterday to a couple of people as well. I'll say this to you as well. And of course, Asif is going to be waiting to jump on this. What if I tell you that since the World Cup, we're playing an injured Usama Mir forcefully? What if I just tell you there's an individual who's carrying a shoulder injury and we're playing him forcefully?
Now this is shocking. If he's still playing and he's going for runs, that means there can be 2 things. Either the management has too much confidence into his abilities, or they just want him to fail and let's rest his case over there. But having Muhammad Nawaz back in the side, and mind you, he has been dropped. He's not out injured. The management's actually replaced him. Abbas is out injured. So for once we will trust the words of the management, and he has been dropped because of his form, and you have brought back Muhammad Nawaz. So it is all the same, and this our new exuberant and latest management, chief selector and team director has only made technically 1 change, and that is dropping Babar Azam from opening to 1 down.
You know, I tend to say this a lot on various occasions, and I'll say this again, that our despair and our anarchy towards one individual has cost us the team, and I'll be very honest on this one. I think that's the reality of the Pakistan cricket team at the moment, that all our guns are focused towards one individual and one individual only. But Asif, like I said, that I'm sure you're going to be very interested in this topic, that we have a injured individual who is being played forcefully, and I can also give you a prime example. If you can look at a couple of highlights of the game, try to look at Usama Mir when he's throwing the ball. He's not throwing it right, so that indicates a shoulder injury for a leg spinner.
Well, I think that this time we're on the same page, and I don't want to disagree with you, because in Pakistan cricket board anything could happen. And I think the way Usman Bhai was saying, you are telling me, and our viewers there, of course you know that our viewers, they're keen observer of cricket, and they do understand what's going on. And yes, Usama Mir, rightly said by Ahmed, when he was throwing, he was not coming up with the straight shoulder, but he was throwing with the side shoulder. What does it mean? That it's not an appropriate way to throw the ball. One thing. The second thing is that Usman Bhai has started, and I have said this earlier about Hasibullah. The one thing that he's from Balochistan, Pashin. I think no one is talking about him. Even today, I was, searching something over the Twitter, that could I find something about Hasib? No, everyone was talking about give some more chances to Azam, just because if he...
How many? How many? And you know, it's a blessing in disguise. What happens is that if you give him this full series, I'm being honest, this might be the last time you see him in Pakistan colours. This can happen.
Yeah, but see, the problem in Pakistan is that we don't fix problems. What we do, we just go for the distraction. As Usman Bhai was saying, that only one change, that Babar Azam is playing on number 3. That's it. So I think that even, Babar Azam and Rizwan, when they were the openers, they were playing some, match-winning innings, and they brought some victories for Pakistan. Twice Pakistan played semi-finals in the T20 World Cup. In the Asia Cup, Pakistan was in the final, though we didn't manage to win the Asia Cup or the World Cup. But even then, that they were performing well. And they brought Babar Azam on number 3. And now Babar Azam is no more skipper. Shaheen Shah Afridi is skipper, I think. That was the only thing which I reckon that everyone was wanting that Babar Azam don't be on the place of skipper and bring Shaheen Shah Afridi. I think that we have watched this in our media, social media, that people, they started a lobbying and campaign for Shaheen Shah Afridi. It's not a good thing. You have asked this question to Haider Bhai, that we were discussing the same thing last year, and might be we'll be discussing the same thing in the future and in coming years, that what's happening, because we're not fixing our root causes of the problems, and that is only that might is right. Whenever you see the selection committee, they just promote their players, their loved ones. Sorry to say, I'm not criticizing on to specific players. It was happening in the past, and I think it will happen in the future as well.
Right, it's bound to. I think that's the way we're going. But Sir Haider, final thoughts, because the fact is, why I keep on saying since the last couple of days, that 5th of February becomes very important, because that is the date when the fate of this cricket committee is decided. Either they get an extension in their mandate, or either they're done and dusted, and God knows what will happen to the PCB, because every year when there's an ICC tournament, we're undergoing all of these changes. And even today, what happened in Karachi, where they were scheduled for a meeting and it was barred, and that meeting eventually got postponed or cancelled, just shows us where things are heading with the PCB at the moment.
It's a dilemma of our Pakistan system that we are really running everything on the ad hoc basis. This is unfortunate. If you see in other countries, they are the permanent boards, and they are working nicely in their limit and their period. But in Pakistan, unfortunately, every government, when it comes, then they remove the old chairman and they bring the new chairman. So this committee, this committee was formed only to get the elections, new election, and new board of governors, not the running the board. But this committee, they have done everything. Only the election they have not done, and they haven't done any work for it. It's really unfortunate. And if the chief patron of the Pakistan Cricket Board, the Prime Minister, he has to see that by which what you are giving the message to the world, that in the Pakistan Cricket Board there is no administration, and nothing is going according to the constitution and according to the system. So really we have to do something, otherwise we will get more and more problems in the future if the board will be run on the ad hoc basis.
Absolutely. I think that is across the board. But Sir Haider, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you,
Asif and Malik Usman, thank you very much to you as well. Before we leave, we have to tell you that a National Women's T20 tournament is also underway. The Pakistan Cricket Board has once again stepped in for a domestic tournament for women's cricket, which I think should be a regular feature, and not just one particular tournament, but the frequency of these tournaments needs to be increased. We've got 6 teams at the moment. A trophy was also unveiled, but I'm hoping that we can get even more participation in domestic women tournaments, and that's how we can improve the pool of players as well. With that note, that's it from me and the entire team of Sports Extra. It's goodbye for now.